and just having a good time really, and learning some weightlifting. But I guess it's sort of opened a lot of doorways in terms of hauora and how we can approach this thing as a hauora thing, not just the physical side, but covering all aspects of, we all know te whare tapa whā. So for us really it was Māori men, leading the stats of being hungover on Sunday, drinking, drugs, all of that bad statistics we're known for, and was sort of putting a switch on it for Sunday mornings, prepping the night before, not getting on the piss, not getting on the mimi before the boys, and it was like, okay, we got a kaupapa, we got to attend to tomorrow. We're not going to drink tonight, things like that it sort of turned into a bigger picture than just weightlifting. So me mihi ka tika kia Stevie, he did start this kaupapa, and I guess with all the men that were coming through, all different parts of life and walking their own journeys, it was quite overwhelming to be real with yous, because everyone was on their own walks of life and everyone had their own problems that they're dealing with. But here on a Sunday morning, 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning, was a group of Māori men, 20 plus of us, working out, sort of unpacking trauma, talking about various kaupapa that, te ira tāne need to talk about. And so it did turn into a bigger movement than just weightlifting. I love it. The name I Love It came about, if you see my last name is Tivoli, spelled backwards. I love it. So I guess with the whole I Love It thing, I wanted to make it a thing where it was more than just weightlifting. And so that's where it started with our men. It was more than weightlifting. It was Māori men coming in, defying that stigma of being hungover on a Sunday morning, and sort of unpacking and talking about all these things that us men talk about really. So it was creating a safe space while physically growing the body, learning new things, and just, that's it, having a safe space. I Love It covers various kaupapa, and it's literally just things I love. So last year we had the idea of, having a men's class, and then sort of now we're diving into a space where we're trying to cover, well, personally, I'm trying to cover all aspects of whānau. So last year we had our men, this year we're incorporating our ladies, and now we're incorporating our kids as well. So we're moving in the right spaces, and trying to, I guess, take a holistic approach to this whole hauora. As we all know, there's a whare tapa whā. I've added another po, and that's Te Reo. So majority of our men are Reo Māori speaking men. So it was fortunate enough for me, I was able to run some of the classes in Reo Māori, and now all our whānau are bringing in our Reo Māori tamariki. So just the weekend gone, I was fortunate enough to run that in Reo Māori as well for our tamariki and for our younger ones coming through. So as you can see, it is a very holistic approach where we're trying to cover all aspects of whānau, where last year it started with the movement of men. So I'm just going to bring the bro in and just get him to talk about his experiences, coming to the classes and being in that space of te ira tāne, and sort of he's come back now and sort of talk about how the space is moving, where we're at, and sort of, what's next for us to come. So yeah, my bro, just going off last year, sort of what I want you to talk about is your own experiences, how you did find it, from the start, sort of all the whakawhanaungatanga phases, and then diving into, the boys coming a bit closer and being able to unpack all those corridors and wānangas we had. So yeah, pehea o whiako.
Moku ake was, it was just more or less. I mean, the weightlifting was a vehicle. It was a waka that we all enjoyed doing separately. Anyway, we all enjoyed the lifting here and there. But what I saw was the growth in a lot of people in our kahui of lifters. Was that it was an opportunity for us to support one another. It was a place where you had a group of tāne with the same agenda and on the same waka, trying to achieve the same things really, as trying to improve their health and their strength and their performance in weightlifting. And it was something that we were all passionate about, and our commitment to that meant that we would ignore other temptations, and because they were held on Sundays, you couldn't afford to be tired, hungover, or or have bad kai the Saturday before, because you wanted optimum performance on the Sunday. And so, we made sure that our bodies were ready to go Saturday night, so that early Sunday morning we were good to go. And so, and at the end of our program, we saw that, that was one thing everybody enjoyed: the lifting, the I tuku mihi, ki tō mātou kaiako, kia Montel, mo te rawe o ngā mahi, we were able to smash some of our goals. However, one of the, I looked at it from a bigger picture, and I said, what we've been able to do for this last 6 weeks is resist a lot of the temptations that may sort of usher us down into other issues around health, around mental, te hauora katoa o te tangata, and so that was the picture I saw in that. And so we were very fortunate to be part of that program. We all backed each other. Didn't matter what the weight was. It was that people were there trying to better themselves week in and week out. That was the same waka. That was the same objective we were all trying to move towards in that. And when you've got a kahui of people that are genuinely happy for you and are backing you in whatever you're doing. For some people, you don't get that every day at all. Sometimes, especially in this day and age, where a compliment for sometimes is hard to get for some of the mahi that people are doing. I'm not. It might be a little bit about around the tall poppy syndrome and all of that. Era whakaaro, engari, we all of us, we all backed each other. We all supported one another. Didn't matter who lifted the heaviest. It was just that we were all there to improve ourselves and to better ourselves from the week before. No reira, ka tai ki etahi wēnei pātai that we're looking at here. And so, with that being said, what is this program now? We've spoken a little bit around its origins. My pātai to you now would be, how has it grown? So I'll tell you how has it grown and where has it reached nowadays, and then how has it, shaped? How is it shaped differently?
Just going off the back of what the bro was saying in terms of us lifting, like how it was more than just weightlifting. I guess the bro would be a speaker of this as well. As with the weightlifting comes a whole lot of confidence building, and I guess bringing traits out of us that we thought weren't there, and beating those mental barriers when we're stuck at a certain weight, or we're plateauing, or we're not lifting what we should be. I guess that's the best part of it, is seeing individuals reach their own goals and breaking mental barriers that they thought weren't possible. In terms of why I've chosen weightlifting, because weightlifting is my bread and butter. I know like the back of my hand, but like the bro said, it goes deeper than just weightlifting. And I guess weightlifting has just been the vehicle that's been able to, I guess, surface these traits and these characteristics of every individual that I've been privileged enough to coach. So just going off that, where we are at the moment, like I said, we've implemented our ladies back into the space, and sort of trying to. My angle this round, we've just kicked it off beginning last Sunday, was trying to make it a whānau thing. Oh yeah, getting the phone calls. Was trying to make it a whānau thing. So now we've got our ladies and our men training in the same classes. You'll see a lot of our men have their partners, have their wives all in the classes as well, and they're able to do this mahi together. So for me, that was the bigger picture. Now was, okay, we're focused on our men. How do we make this a more holistic approach where we can sort of target each and every single individual of the whānau? And so that's where we are at the moment in this point of time. Just kicked off last Sunday, where we have our combined classes again. and now implementing kids. So we've just kicked off the kids programming, in which majority of the kids that come through are just the children of our brothers and sisters that have jumped on the programming. So that's where we are at the moment, sort of just covering all aspects. And it's been overwhelming. Like I said, it's the amount of Reo Māori tamariki we are coming through is crazy, and it's a little bit of experience I took away from the weekend was they were able to understand Reo Māori better than when I was trying to explain Reo Pākehā. So for me, that was heartwarming to say the least, because I truly believe in New Zealand this isn't happening, and it's not a big avenue at the moment for tamariki to pursue weightlifting, and especially learning weightlifting into Reo Māori, from, well, not to toot my own horn, but from someone with as much mātauranga as myself. So yeah, it is overwhelming, but I truly believe it's something our kids need. And like I said, I wasn't the most out of it kid. I wasn't as confident as I am now. I wasn't, all these the man I've turned into is from all these learnings of weightlifting. And I always say it, weightlifting will teach you a lot about a person, how they fight back, how they overcome mental barriers, how they overcome physical barriers. Weightlifting will teach you more than just lifting the bar. And I truly believe this is my way of giving back to our people, and for our kids to, I guess, prepare for what the world has to throw at them. And for me, weightlifting has been that waka that I've turned to all the time, and in terms of how I approach things, how I approach life, and sort of made me who I am today. So that's sort of the position we're in at the moment.
Can we tap into that a little bit, please, bro? Is how did weightlifting provide you with what you said? How did it prepare you as a teenager as well? I taua wāra, you still.
Yeah, so I guess as a kid, we always taught rugby. Rugby's the avenue we should be taking. Us Uri or Te Moana, Nui Hakiwa, all of us Pacific Ocean descendants. It's rugby. And so I wasn't the best at rugby. I'll be honest. I'm still not I don't like rugby, and so I felt like it was forced on me. I wasn't the biggest kid, so I was getting thrown around. And what does that do to your confidence? Not good anyway. So weightlifting for me sort of was that confidence booster I needed, where I didn't have 14 other people on the rugby field to provide for me. It was me and the bar. Everything I did was on me. I had my days where everyone goes through now. It's what I call phases, where you're on and you're off. And I guess weightlifting taught me that no matter what, we just got to be grateful and just got to keep moving forward. And I guess seeing my achievements over the time sort of kept me in the game, and kept me in that whole mind frame of, I'm putting in the work and now I'm reaping the benefits. So for me, it was a real massive confidence booster. And I guess because it wasn't a big sport back then, it was something I could keep to myself, where I could get lost in my own thoughts, And if you have come to the classes, or in CrossFit and weightlifting, majority of the battle is in your head. So if you're approaching the bar knowing that, I probably won't get this, what happens? You don't get it. So it taught me a lot about mental strength, and I guess being resilient when things don't go your way. So I always say life is like a squat. You can stay down or you can get up. When you got the world on your back, you need to stand. So it's been a massive, I guess, mental gainer for me, and it's where we're at the moment. It's hoping to pass this on to our younger generation and to our older generation as well. I always get the awesome feelings when people finish the classes and they, all the endorphins are high and they've passed those mental blocks and all of the good things that come with it. And just like anything in life, there are times where it's not so smooth, and you just got to roll with the punches and keep standing up from that squat.
So no reira, ko kōrero tāua mo te taha hinengaro, that sort of, even like your confidence in the like your mental barriers that you're able to overcome, and you've seen the correlation between the two. But one of the things I see is that you're never injured, bro. So like the physical, like I don't get it. So there has to be something there has to be some sort of injury prevention from everything that you do, like powerlifting. Like, geez, you jerk 200 kgs, one of the 4 people in the history of tangata no Aotearoa to be able to do that. Yet I never see it. Yeah, you say you're a little bit sore, but but they're not injuries. You know, you sort of carry on, you lifting like the next day. I see you there the next day, the next night. But you know, are there any in your whakaaro, in your experience, you know, do you think that upbringing sort of helped with that injury prevention?
Yeah, definitely. I think well, I've been doing this for over 10 years now, so a lot of it is muscle memory and the body adapting to all these loads and stuff. But mobility and stretching goes a long way. So something I never post, something I never do, but something I'm sort of sitting in the back always doing, and that's just stretching, a bit of mobility stuff. So recovering, you can train as hard as you want, but if you're not recovering, then you're not going to see the true results. So yeah, for me personally, it'll just be a lot of time under tension, you know, 10 plus years in the sport, and thank God that I've never ever had any injuries to overcome, or serious injuries, and let's hope I can keep it off as long as I can. But yeah, definitely mobility, stretching, and recovery, taking days off. Again, it is listening to your body, and you know, feeling all the pressures of weightlifting and training, but also understanding that the body does need a break and recover. So there are times where I'll take a whole week off. that doesn't go on social media, but yeah, it's all a part of the process. And yeah, get stretching, get on that mobility side, team, recover, swim, and relax. Don't forget to enjoy your life as well.
What does kai look like for you? Very different, even in different phases. You might talk about different blocks in all your training. What do all of those look like for you, Brian? Like, and the kai around these different times.
For me personally, my theory. This is my theory I've made up myself. Is mass moves mass. So when I want to get big and strong, what I gotta do? I gotta eat. So when I was working up to my 200 kilo jerk, so like the bro said, less than a handful in New Zealand weightlifting history have been able to throw 200 kilos over the head. I'm grateful that I am one of those people. So leading up to that, there was a lot of kai, a lot of eating, but good foods, good wholesome protein foods, heaps of carbs. So for me, I was on around 4,700 calories a day leading up to that jerk. I'm still there now. But yeah, so if I'm trying to build up to a heavy weight, I will eat a lot of kai, and you'll see my body drastically change. And those that know me, you know the phases I go through. I go skinny, big. So kai is definitely the main, I guess, fuel in terms of wanting to either get strong or cut down. So at the moment, I'm on a cut, trying to get into a bit of a CrossFit body. So with half those calories at the moment, but usually in prep for big weights or competition, those calories will pick up. So yeah. I guess a big thing for people that are wanting to get involved or understand more about the body is it needs fuel, and the best fuel is kai. So a lot of meat, a lot of carbs, and some veggies on the side as well. That's what I need more of.
Mean, bro. One of the other beauties of having me on this, because you've missed a little bit in all of this, and I can sort of, and again, it's the beauty of having somebody that knows you in a lot of this kōrero. But so what does what was our pathway? Oh, sorry, CommonWealth. Take us to the CommonWealth, but you've been there. You sort of what was, you know, talk us through that. What was going on up here? And
yeah, 2016, I was fortunate enough to make the Junior CommonWealth Games team, in which we competed over in Malaysia. I don't like talking about this because I lost to Australian. So I ended up placing silver at the CommonWealth back in 2016. Lost of the bloody Aussies.
All your numbers, bro. All your numbers.
Back then, yeah, I snatched 126 clean jerk, 165 as a 105 category lifter. I was fortunate enough to take our silver there. That's probably been my highest, I guess, accolade to this day, which I'm still extremely proud of. Prep for that was huge. I was still in school. It was my last year of school. A lot of my focus went into the weightlifting. like I said, there was tremendous growth in myself physically and mentally, in which my teachers and peers could see at school as well. So I guess, yeah, we have a saying called all areas, where we like to apply all these gains to all areas in life. So doing well in school, doing well with my academics, and then doing well with my physical side as well. So yeah, it was an awesome experience. You gotta, yeah, I guess for a kid, 17-year-old, it was everything I could have ever dreamed of. So I guess a highlight for me was having unlimited kai because I was a heavyweight lifter. I could eat as much as I wanted to. So I was massively stocking up on kai over there. But yeah, 2016. It's going back a few years now.
Yeah, and we in our program we've met some of your boys that were right there with you during that camp during that time of development. Can you sort of touch on?
Yeah, so I guess that's a big thing I probably missed out at the start was, the weightlifting. Yeah, it does build your mental gains and self-confidence and all that, but for me it's where I met my best mates. So there's 4 of us that traveled the world together. We like to say we were the brown boys of weightlifting, because back then it was just us from the Pacific Ocean. And so yeah, a lot of the boys are still following the weightlifting journey, I guess, and with our best weightlifter ever in New Zealand, one of them being David Litzy. So yeah, he's one of my best mates, him, Anthony Taylor, and Braden Brown. So a lot of them are still following their weightlifting journeys, in which the bro just finished at the Olympics last year, finished 5th, New Zealand's highest ever placing at the Olympics ever for weightlifting, broken all the records. So I was fortunate enough, I guess, to bring him down to some of our weightlifting classes as well, and which, the boys were extremely grateful for, and it's something you won't find anywhere else, I guess. So yeah, not just the whole mental and physical side of things, but meeting my best mates and all were on the same path in life at that point in time. Well, I guess now for me personally, I'm trying to give back. I'm on my way of giving back now, and we'll see what happens in the near future if I do decide to jump back on that platform, on that competitive side of things. So yeah.
Just to whakauru to some of these pātai, how would someone be a part of this kaupapa, female?
Yeah, so our females have already started jumping on the kaupapa. We did have an all males class, and then we never brought in the all female class because I-LOV-IT is run by me. I'm just a one-man team at the moment, so all the online stuff, all the socials, all the coaching is all me at the moment. And that's just due to funds and things like that. It's all for love. So at the moment, I'm just a one-man team. He's hoping that things kick off the way I wanted to, where I can start bringing in different people and I guess paying them for their time is what I'm trying to say. So at the moment, our classes are running on Sundays, so for both female, males, and our kids. So if you are keen, let me know. Give me an email or flick me a message, and I can let you know how you can get onto this kaupapa. At the moment, we're running 6-week blocks. I have a couple of weeks, and then we pick up again. And that's just to give me enough time to spend with my family and friends as well. So every Sunday morning, 6 a.m. is our first class, 7 a.m. second, 8 a.m. the next, and then a 9 a.m. So back to back classes, and that's all just me. So at the moment, it's a bit of a tough gig, but like I said, it's what I'd love to do, and I don't like it. I love it.
For those outside of Rotorua, bro, you're currently doing programming for those who we know that because they live outside of Rotorua, they can't make these classes, but are welcome to. But what have you also got to offer for those who are living outside?
So I do offer online programming, which you receive. Well, I've changed it this time. You can do 6, 8, or 10 weeks, in which you'll receive 24/7 access to me and programming from me as well, and sort of get to experience the things I went through that took me all around the world. So if you are keen on online programming, online coaching, again, just message or email me. or my I-LOV-IT weightlifting page. So I love it weightlifting on Instagram. I love it weightlifting@gmail.com as my email address. So if you are keen for those online platforms or those online services, for those based out of Rotorua, those are available as well.
One of the other pātai, bros, what are some of the poitata for I-LOV-IT? So in this next, so ko te tehunga pātai a Mariana, you know, what are some of the whāinga for I-LOV-IT mo tēnei tau, and potentially, you know, probably in the next 5 years and maybe even, you know, later on?
I guess everything sort of, well, it's come real fast. So just going off last year, you know, where we only had how many of us? 20 boys. And now it's turned into a movement where we have over 70 members. So everything's sort of coming fast and I guess faster than I expected. And everything's sort of where it needs to be at the moment. So like I said, last year we had our males classes. This year we're incorporating our whānau. I guess one big goal for me moving forward is trying to implement this as a sort of like an academy in schools. So at the moment, I'm trying to get in touch with a few kura that would, I guess, believe in the system and believe in me and my work and how weightlifting can change kids' lives, I guess, like we just talked about, not just weightlifting, but in all aspects of life. So yeah, I guess that'll be a future goal for me within the next couple of years as how do we make this an academy where I can, you know, where I guess rugby is the most dominant thing that's taken over. I know where's some other avenues for our kids that don't want to be rugby stars. So yeah, I guess that's a major goal for me. Other than that, I'm pretty much happy where we are at the moment in terms of the classes running on Sundays. I believe we're covering, you know, the three most important things of a family: mother, father, and the kids. So yeah, I'm happy where we are at the moment, but moving forward, I would like to make this an academy of some sort. And in terms of reaching across the country, who knows how that's going to happen, how that's going to work, but I do know that I will be running seminars across the country in the next couple of months. So just trying to make this work, because I still do full-time work on top of this as well. So yeah, any Auckland workshops? Yep, I'll be coming up to Auckland within the next couple of months. No dates have been confirmed, but I do have a few gyms up in Auckland where I'll be running a couple seminars, and I definitely know Overflow CrossFit is one based out west, and Discipline Gym is also. So yeah, those are the Auckland workshops, and heading down to Christchurch within the next couple of months as well to run a couple of workshops down there. So I'm happy where we are at the moment. It's just trying to move forward and get into that academy space within Kura.
In regards to the link, any links that we mentioned in this, we can send those through to whānau when we send out an email around the evaluation form around our kaupapa, just so that we get an idea on, you know, whether or not we need to have another webinar, whether we need to have another workshop somewhere, hold another workshop, and it sounds like that demand's there, and so, you know, it sort of puts the likes of us together and put our upoko together and start having a wānanga around, okay, how do we make this happen for our whānau across the motu? And so those are some of the pātai that we can that we discuss from our evaluation form.
Would I be open to collaborating with others to deliver workshops, seminars, extending past weightlifting? Yeah, for sure. I've just been in talks with some of our Rotorua locals as well. We have
give them the pātai.
Hey?
Give them the pātai. Tēnei.
Answer live.
One of the questions was, would you be open to collaborating with others to deliver workshops, seminars, extending past weightlifting?
Yeah, that's a main question, because literally within the last couple of weeks I've been in touch with one of our other young rangatai here based here in Rotorua, with his programming as well. If you haven't heard of it, GYB, Got Your Back, with Hiko being the third fittest teen in the world. So we've had a bit of a wānanga in terms of how we can collab and run seminars to our people. So he specializes in CrossFit, I specialize in weightlifting, and so I guess we'll be making those two combine. But I'm definitely open to, I guess, other organizations or other lines of mahi that align with I-LOV-IT. I did get a message from a gym up in Auckland that run sort of what we're doing here in Rotorua last year, that run wānanga based around mental health. They would also like to collab with me as well. So yeah, I'm open to it all at the moment. It's just, yeah, I guess finding time and dates and I guess, yeah, having a proper plan. So I do have a few seminars coming up where I'll be collaborating with others, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, tēnā koe i tō pātai.
Ka pai hanga tērā, my bro, he pātai kōrero no au ki te iwi.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions you'd like me to answer? It could be anything based around the journey, where we are. I don't know, random questions. What's my favorite food? It's chop suey. But yeah, I guess, hey, whakakapi pia. We'll just show you a bit of an interview that I had with Okaha, sort of just to put a visual on the type of mahi that I've been doing. So we'll play that out to you, and that might give you a few minutes to have some more questions up your sleeve. But yeah, this is sort of just put a bit of a visual on what my mahi looks like lately. And this was just, again, going off the boys class last year, and sort of stepping into the space we're in now. So, check. Mātakitaki mai poma. Tēnā koutou te iwi, ko Montel Tivoli tō ki wingoa. E uri tēnei ngō Ngāti Porou, Ngāti Whātua, me Ngāti Hāmoa no hoki, tēnei te hawhe kumara, te hawhe kokonati e mihi atu nei. Takau mātai o ku pakeke i timatai tēnei o ngā mahi, nā taku tino hoa i tuku i te tono kia piriki ia whakangungu ana. Nā waira, ane ngā mahi ko tutuki i ahau. Two-time national champ, two-time bronze medalist at the Oceania Games, one-time silver medal at the Pacific Games, one-time silver medal at the Commonwealth Championships. I'm the first Māori in New Zealand weightlifting history to throw 200 kilos over the head. Mōku ake, mo tēnei hākinakina, he moke ne. Ahakoa he tīma, hei āwhina i a koe e whakangungu ana. Engari, ki te tū ki tērā o ngā ātāmira, ko koe noiho ka tū, ko koe noiho ka hiki i te maitai. He oi anō, i marenga nui au, i taku kapa, i taku tira, Strength HQ, aku hoa pūmau. Reira, ahakoa he hākinakina moke, me whai tētai kapa, tētai tīma, hei arahi i a koe. I often talk about breaking the bar. When we're starting, I'm starting to see a few people yank again. So we're going to try and reiterate, break the tension of the bar before we're lifting, instead of going straight 0 to 100 straight away. Yeah, there you go. Ka tai anō e ka timata i taku pakihi, ara ko te I-LOV-IT. If you see my last name backwards, it spells I-LOV-IT. The bigger picture for my business, for I-LOV-IT, is to essentially do things that I actually love. So at the moment, we're covering the physical aspect of hauora with my weightlifting. Eventually, we're going to step into the mental health space, helping Māori rangatahi learn how to deal with their emotions. So at the moment, I'm doing that through weightlifting. But the bigger picture is to run wānanga, to run kaupapa that allow us to teach, that allow us to hold space with men, with women, with rangatahi, where they can be their true, authentic selves, and I guess learn about themselves, not just through weightlifting, but through kaupapa maha. And so last year, this movement started where a group of Māori men came together every Sunday, and I was teaching them how to weightlift. And from that weightlifting, we started diving into the mental health side of things, and defying that stigma of Māori men on Sunday mornings just being hungover. You know, here we were at the gym at 6 in the morning, lifting weights, you know, having a good yarn, having laughs. The hope is that we can make this a bigger movement, you know, that can help many Māori men across the motu, you know, and not even just our men, our women as well, and ultimately our rangatahi. So we're just in the beginning phases now, but I feel this is something we need, and a way of me giving back to my people. What can I say? I don't like it. I love it, baby. So yeah, that puts a bit of a visual context to the mahi we've been doing here in Rotorua. Beautiful pātai that's just come through now. Were you raised with Te Reo, or was that a journey that you have recently taken on? How was Te Reo and our mātauranga impacted on you as a personal lifter? Tēnā koe I tō pātai, e pātai nui tēnei. No, I was not raised in Te Reo Māori, so born in New Zealand, raised in Australia. So my first 11 years was spent in Australia, moved back to New Zealand. And to be honest, I was more confident, I guess, and stronger connected to my Samoan side. And most of my friends would know that, yeah, I was a little islander kid growing up, and then only found my Māori side in high school. So 2 years ago, I took on a course called Takiura, where I was able to learn the reo. It's a 1 year full immersion course there. And so, yeah, I've been speaking confidently for the last 2 years. So still learning. But again, I guess that's the beauty about Te Reo Māori is it's a journey, and just like the weightlifting as well. So I've been able to implement this into my weightlifting classes, speaking Te Reo. And I guess, yeah, it just gives me another confidence booster in speaking, and learning from all people. So, you know, the bros, they're all speakers, so I was able to, you know, ask them, how do I say this, how do I say that, down to our little kids. I have a 6-year-old that corrected me last week. So just like weightlifting, it's all a journey, and it's all a journey that I love and that I'm enjoying at the moment. So no, I wasn't raised in Te Reo, but like I said, teaching those kids in Te Reo, they were able to understand me better in Te Reo than it was in Pākehā. So, you know, what does that have to say? That, yeah, they, with their own mother tongue being taught in these different spaces, they were able to pick things up much quicker. And I guess that hononga that I was able to have with the kids goes a lot further than just a normal coach. So I like to think, yeah, again, I added that to the whare tapawhā. That another pillar for me, which was Te Reo. And so, yeah, I truly believe that that's an asset, where as a coach, coming from a coaching perspective, is I'm able to connect a bit deeper than your normal coach would. So, and he mea Māori tērā, so you only know if you know, if you know, you know. So I guess, yeah, if that answers your question, it helps me a lot, being able to connect, I guess, on a deeper level than just normal conversational things. There's a hononga that goes deeper, there's a connection, there's whakapapa that goes deeper than just weightlifting. So yeah, me ana, kia koe.
Kia tō ea ki konei, bro. Reira, I love it. How do people even make contact and jump on the programming or something, or be in touch and be updated on what's going on with your lifting programs and all of that, just to reiterate?
Yeah, you can get in contact with me through my social medias. Just because we have about 1 million people watching now, I should expect 1 million followers. Follow me on Instagram. Majority of my social media things all happen through Instagram. So Montel Tivoli, just my name. Follow me on Instagram. Hit me up in the DMs there. Or my emails. Again, we have I-LOV-IT weightlifting@gmail.com. That gets checked most frequently. So if you want to get in contact with me for any kaupapa, hit me up either through DM, through Instagram, or through my email, I-LOV-IT weightlifting@gmail.com.
Karawe, e taku hoa maurua. Kamusu me mihi ki a koe I tō tuari ngā mātauranga nei. Heoi anō, me mihi hoki ki a koutou, e te whānau koutou mātakitaki maina, koutou e taringareare mai nei ki tā tātou kaupapa. No reira, nei ahau e miha tūnei kia koutou I o koutou kāinga. Ka mutu kare kōtahia and any of those links that Montel was talking about, we'll add them into the email that goes back to the evaluation of when we send out evaluation forms for those of you who watched, and for any recommendations. And then sounds like we'll be in touch for a few seminars in Tāmaki e te whānau. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. Ai hoa anō, anei mātou mihi atu nei, kia ora koutou, kia pai te rā. Kia pai te rā.
I don't like it. I love it. Ka kite.